This is Sam Vaughn for Sam's Sports Report and Sam's Mental Health Day. What is the difference between schizoaffective and schizophrenia? Let's first start with this. Drug use of LSD for schizophrenia may increase the risk of schizoaffective disorder and is highly not recommended by doctors and psychiatrists. The disorder will increase use of the risk of schizophrenia and schizoaffective disorder. So that's a warning about LSD. Schizophrenia symptoms are typically continuous with various degrees of severity. So that's schizophrenia disorder. Typically continues to various degrees. Schizoaffective disorder usually begins a lot in the late teens and early adulthood. Schizoaffective disorder is estimated to affect about 3 in 1,000, or people with schizophrenia is affected about 22 in 1,000. Bipolar disorder is a debilitating condition. Prevalence within schizoaffective disorder from 1% to 6.4%. In individuals, episodes of mania, sometimes psychotic symptoms. The schizoaffective disorder occurs when the rates of schizophrenia does have a lifetime prevalence of 0.3%. Take this with what you will of a diagnosis of schizoaffective and schizophrenia disorder. It doesn't mean they're all like this. Also, schizophrenia also may have more major depressive disorder when we get to that. Schizoaffective disorder may also cause symptoms such as depressed mood, manic behavior, disorganized thinking. People with schizophrenia may have issues conditioned memory or attention, loss of motivation and desire to do things that they once enjoyed, trouble expressing emotions. Diagnosis of schizophrenia, schizoaffective disorder, and schizophrenia currently have different diagnostic criteria, though many believe schizoaffective disorder is a type of schizophrenia. For doctors of a diagnosis of the disorder, person must have symptoms that are due to miscue of medications or drugs, experiencing delusions or hallucinations or major mood episodes for 2 weeks, experiencing periods during which either mania or depression occurs at the same time, or hallucinations, delusions. Have major episodes of symptoms that occur for the majority of the mental health disorder. Schizophrenia is a diagnostic of schizophrenia is often difficulty factors such as drugs as use can produce similar symptoms, and additionally, people often do not believe that they are living with the condition. No single lab test or diagnostic test produce an effective diagnosis. Instead, the doctor will typically monitor the person's symptoms for at least 6 months. They will occur. Also need to rule out other potential activities and changes in brain tumors. A doctor typically diagnoses schizophrenia when a person displays 2 or more of the following: delusions, negative symptoms, chronic or designated disorganized behavior, disorganized speech. Both schizoaffective disorder and the schizophrenia have similar treatments approaches a person's life with either condition may receive the following treatments: medications to address the hallucination, psychotherapy such as behavioral therapy, CBT, family-focused therapy, education of who is also training, stress management. A person living with schizoaffective disorder will also need treatments for mood disorders such as depression. This may also include medications such as antidepressant mood stabilizers. Schizoaffective disorder and schizophrenia can be present challenge to a person living with this disorder For example, many people with schizophrenia do not realize how it affects them. Treatment: a person, family should notice improvements in the health condition. Some parts can help reduce symptoms. The quality of life following treatment plans, joining support groups, taking care of general well-being, schedule eating healthy, avoid alcohol or drug use, remaining focused on treatment goals, learning about the disorder, figuring out warning signs. Here is the video.
Major depressive disorder combined with schizophrenia. And I think this is where this becomes confusing. It becomes difficult to differentiate now several disorders: schizophrenia, schizoaffective disorder, and bipolar disorder or major depressive disorder.
It was 4 punts to start the game, 2 punts by both teams. An interception, a field goal to give Penn State the lead, a punt, and a touchdown by Penn State. Finishing it off was Nicholas Singleton with a 5-yard run. But before the end of the half, it was 10-3. Notre Dame was responding with the field goal, a 41-yarder. And one would be much bigger than that. A touchdown out of the gates, 5 plays and in, helped by a 36-yard pass going down to the 19. That was the biggest play. So from the 45 to the Notre Dame 19, eventually, Riley Leonard, who was injured in the first half, ran it in for a touchdown. A punt and a punt and a punt and a punt. 3 punts in a row. A touchdown by Notre Dame. No huge plays on that drive. They got 14 to get it to 1st and goal from the 2. And Jeremiah Love would finish it off with a 2-yard touchdown. It was all of a sudden a Notre Dame 17-10 lead. They had gone on a 14-0 run, or really 17-0 run. But Penn State would respond with a touchdown of their own. Touchdown, Penn State. 17 all. Interception thrown by Penn State or Notre Dame. That was good for a touchdown. A touchdown, Notre Dame. A punt. INT thrown by Penn State near the end of the game with only 33 seconds to go, which got a winning field goal, and Notre Dame is headed to the national championship. For Kevin, Nancy, and Morgan, they're headed to the national championship. They say, let's go. Be the number 1 overall pick if he came out of the draft this year, but unfortunately for him, he can't come out for 2 more years. Ohio State's defensive player to watch out for is JT Tuihalamua. He leads the Buckeyes with 10 sacks and 17 tackles for a loss. And for Texas, it's Queen Edwards, Quinster Windsor, Matthew Golden, Anthony Hill, Alfred Collins, Byron Sorno, and Jalen Gibew are players to watch out for on Texas. They gave me a lot more players on Texas to watch out for. Kickoff is at 7:30. Ohio State is favored by 6. I'm giving me Ohio State 30-21. That's Sam Vaughn Sports.